Mountain West basketball takes us to the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs for a Saturday matinee as the Falcons play host to the Aggies of Utah State, the 23rd time that these two teams have met. And welcome in, everybody. Josh Howell alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, for the Air Force Falcons, it's thinking bounce back. They played back in early January in Logan, Utah. That one went the way of the Aggies. This Air Force team certainly has made strides since that contest. A lot of optimism heading into this one here this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. The Falcons look good. They're going to have to use the advantage, obviously, of being here in the altitude at home at Clune Arena. They've played well here recently. We'll see what they can do.
Well, they're taking on an Aggies team that is statistically one of the best in the Mountain West Conference. As we go to the numbers in this one, Utah State in the top of the Mountain West Conference in 10 categories. One of those, field goal percentage.
Field goal percentage, free throw percentage as well. They're third in field goals. They're a really good offensive team. They move the ball well. They shoot the lights out. They're a great offensive team.
Now, speaking of shooting the lights out, for the Aggies, Sam Merrill, number 5, a junior guard out of Bountiful, Utah. The Air Force Falcons will certainly have all eyes on number 5 here this afternoon.
Yeah, first Aggie with more than 20 points per game since 2007, 2008 season. That was J.C. Carroll. Sam Merrill can really play. You said great shooter, gets himself space. He's able to work off that shot.
Well, for the Air Force Falcons, Lavelle Scotty, he has been sensational in his junior season. 15 points a game, coming off a 25-point performance against UNLV. The young man out of Fort Worth has been special.
Yeah, Lavelle Scotty, last time we saw him here at Clune Arena, he couldn't miss. He was hitting everything. Lavelle Scotty, he leads the Air Force Academy with his energy, with his optimism, and with his explosive play.
Well, the Aggies have won 8 of the last 9, but the good news for the Air Force Falcons, they've won 2 straight against Utah State here at Clune Arena. We'll see if they can keep that streak going here this afternoon. The starting lineups, the tip-off when we come back. A Saturday afternoon here at Clune Arena in Colorado Springs, United States Air Force Academy. A great crowd on hand as they watch the Falcons take on the number 2 team right now in the Mountain West Conference, the Aggies of Utah State. 19-6 overall, 9-3 coming in. The Falcons 10-14, 5-7 in Mountain West Conference play. Well, let's go to the starting lineups in this one here this afternoon. And both these teams going with the starting 5 they have fielded in the past. For Utah State, well, the 8th time that they have filled it out, this starting lineup of Abel Porter, Sam Merrill, Brock Miller, Quinn Taylor, and Nehemias Keita, the big man, the freshman out of Portugal, getting the start down low. And for Air Force, they go with A.J. Walker, Lavelle Scotty, the team's leading scorer, Ryan Swan, Caleb Morris, and Chris Joyce. That 5, Roland Vargas, starting for the second time this season. The last time this starting 5 took the court, they came out on top. We'll see if it plays out here this afternoon. Falcons at a home white, Utah State the road blue, and we are ready to jump it up at center court. Keita and the Aggies of Utah State control the opening tip. Falcons led by Dave Pilipovich at his 8th season, 94-127 as Utah State to the hole. Keita trying to secure the rebound, and it's going to be Air Force basketball here, out of bounds on the end line. And for Utah State, Craig Smith at his first season as head coach, comes by way of University of South Dakota and done a great job in season number 1 in Logan.
He has his footprints in Colorado, formerly an assistant in Colorado State. Nice drive there, and the finish.
That's Chris Joyce getting the start, and a sophomore out of Jacksonville puts Air Force on the board here early on. This Utah State team averages 79 points a game. They shoot a Mountain West best 47% from the field, and a whistle. And away from the ball, they're going to get the freshman Nehemias Keita, young man, 6'11", 225, out of Portugal.
Yeah, just using his arm to try to box out there. Referee was right on top of it on the baseline. Air Force will restart.
He is a force inside and an area to keep an eye on. The rebounding, points in the paint, meeting number 1 between these two schools. Utah State owned both of those categories, a +20 advantage on the boards. So far, so good for the Falcons. A 2-0 lead. Lavelle Scotty looking for Ryan Swan to the post. He did not play in the first meeting. Leaves it short. Reverse. Persistence paying off. He tips it in, and it's 4-0 Air Force.
Yeah, it was a great move under the basket from Swan to get that ball up. As you said, left it a little bit short, but able to follow his own shot. And Air Force with the high press, forcing a turnover here. Utah State hasn't really gotten to grips with the tempo of this Air Force Academy Falcons team just yet.
And a miscue for the Aggies. Merrill, the leading scorer, has it go off his leg, and Air Force a chance to go up 6, perhaps 7-0 in the opening minute plus of this one. Mountain West Conference action. These two teams meeting for the 23rd time. Utah State leads the series. They're 17-5 against the Falcons. Little step back, Scotty. And side iron, and here is Sam Merrill. This guy has been unbelievable here in his junior season. Double up, the drop, and Cada has 2 with the left hand.
Yeah, defense collapsed on Merrill there. It's a good job for him, able to find his young teammate Cada. Easy finish.
Changing gears and off the mark on a reverse attempt there. Quinn Taylor and company running it into the front court. Merrill. Cada, he is the leading shot blocker in freshman history for Utah State on the offensive end. Working against Ryan Swan. Goes to the right side and he draws the foul. And Cada, a 55% free throw shooter of the charity stripe for the first time here this afternoon.
Yeah, he led the Portuguese national team, the under-20 national team at the European Championships. 2.9 blocks a game, led him in rebounds as well. Brings a lot of international experience to Utah State. See if he can get the first, and he can't.
Good stroke and a good result for Neemias Cada. 11 points, nearly 10 rebounds a game coming in. And 65 block shots, a freshman record at Utah State. And Joyce skying high as Cada misses the back end of a 2-shot opportunity. Here's A.J. Walker. Swan calling for it in the low post. He'll go up top to Joyce. Good ball movement here by the Falcons. 15 to the shot clock. Swan slides by in the corner. 3-ball, high arcing 3, splashing in. And Ryan Swan did not play in the first meeting in Logan back on January the 5th. Huge to have the junior out of Fort Worth back in the lineup.
Yeah, he found his spot. Drained that early shot. That one goes off the side of the backboard from Cada, and Air Force will push.
This is A.J. Walker, Joyce to the right side. Thought about 3, quick hitter. Up top, Scotty in rhythm for 3. And the Falcons back-to-back triples, and rolling, they're up 10-3.
Yeah, great start from United States Air Force Academy. Just stepped right into that one. Able to drain it. Good tempo on defense as well. Quick hands. Air Force Academy putting Utah State under a lot of pressure, not letting anything come easy.
Air Force, 4 of their first 7, 57% hit both of their 3-point attempts. And A.J. Walker ticketed for the personal foul. And the Falcons off and running here, a team that makes just over 6 a game, and here's the first today.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Swan. And then, as you said, just stepping right into it was Lavelle Scotty, draining that one. 6 points in quick succession there for the Air Force Academy.
Miller played there by Joyce, trying to back him down the low post. Cut off, leans with the left hand. Tough shot, doesn't go. That's great defense by Joyce. Walker wants to run. Crosses it over in the lane with the left hand, high off the glass, no. And the rebound secured by Abel Porter in the corner. That's a great grab of the red shirt freshman. Hoists up a 3 and rattles it in. Brock Miller, a young man out of Sandy, Utah. And just like that, the Aggies within 4.
Yeah, missed most of last season with a foot injury, did Miller, but as you said, so dangerous when he's able to find his spot. Got a beautiful shooting stroke, able to knock down that one.
His 55th made 3 this season. And Swan going inside. Cada frustrated. Fans want to call. And not going to get one. The foul is called. Is Craig Smith talking with one of our officials here this afternoon. Winston Stith, Casey McClellan, Ryan Holmes, the crew. 15:57 to go. 4-point Air Force leads Swan. Free throws when we come back. Well, the Air Force Falcons on top of Utah State. 10-6 here 15:57 to go in the opening half. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas. Roland, meeting number 2 between these two teams. Utah State took the first one back on January the 5th, 79-62, but so far so good for the Air Force Falcons, shooting 50%, 4 of 8 to start this game, and free throws coming for Ryan Swan.
And exactly the way the Falcons wanted to start this game, really putting Utah State under all kinds of pressure, getting a couple of cheap turnovers from the visitors.
Swan, a player who gets to the line more than any other Falcon this season. This is now his 60 and 61st free throws made this season on 87 attempts, and the Falcons lead it by a half dozen. Swan coming off a huge game and a losing effort against UNLV. A double-double, 17 points, 16 rebounds. So big for Dave Pilipovich to have him back in this Falcon lineup. Trying to slide the screen, and Merrill's going inside. Open look for the redshirt freshman, long iron. A.J. Walker secures. Utah State back defensively as the Falcons. Swan travel with the basketball.
Yeah, had eyes toward the basket there, wanted to drive. Didn't secure the pass. Right in front of the Utah State bench.
That's the first turnover for Air Force. Turn it over 14 times a game coming in, and boy, that was a great job by Quinn Taylor to shield off the would-be defender, and an open lay into the hole for 2, and Utah State within 4.
Yeah, way too much room there, but a good drive to the basket. Air Force going to run their offense.
There's Walker trying to find the crease. Little stop-start. Inside of 15 to go in the opening half. There's Swan calling for it down low, played by Merrill. There's Walker with the left hand high off the window. Strong rebound by Dwayne Brown Jr., the senior out of Conyers, Georgia. Tipped away, and that's going to stay Utah State basketball here early on to the contest. We have played just over 5 minutes, and Air Force is led from the opening tip. Opening bucket, I should say. This Falcon team, 4 and 9 from the field. 6-5 advantage on a rebounding in the rebounding department. Easy take to the hole along the baseline for Abel Porter, and Utah State within 2.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by Abel Porter just to throw that little shoulder fake early and then drive hard to the basket. As you said, defense kind of opened up for him. Utah State clawing their way back into this one now, just down 2.
Aggies now 44%, both teams 4 of 9 from the field. And this Aggie team, we know how explosive they can be, but defensively, that has been one of the impressive areas. Craig Smith in his first season, boy, tightened up this defense. They're number 1 of the Mountain West Conference. We see another look down low as the big men battling inside with Ryan Swan at the defensive end, or offensive end, I should say, for Air Force. But Rowan holding opponents to 66 points a game. It's been outstanding.
Yeah, they're very active defensively. You see there them picking up that offensive foul. Once again, right in front of the Utah State bench. But they're very active, as we see here. Torian Knight checking into the game for the visitors.
Morris guarding around the perimeter. Merrill pops out. Knight, quick hitter to Merrill. No time whatsoever, gets rid of the basketball. 11 to shoot, drive and dish. 3 ball, short iron, right to Ryan Swan. Now from long range, Utah State now 1 of 4. And a 2-point game, 13 and a half minutes to go in this opening session. That's Sid Tomes into the ball game, the junior out of Woodbury, Minnesota. 10 to shoot here for the Falcons. This is great defense by Utah State. Single-digit shot clock. Scotty, no worries whatsoever. Lavelle Scotty sticks another jumper.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Air Force Academy needed. Lavelle Scotty with that long 2. Puts the Falcons up 4.
Scotty with 5 points. Ryan Swan leading the way for Air Force with 7. From the corner, 3 ball splashing it, and Utah State finding a rhythm. That's Diogo Brito, the junior out of Portugal. And it's a 1-point contest.
Yeah, it was a pretty stroke there. Another player who played for his national team at the European Championships for him at the under-18 European Championships, led Portugal in points, rebounds, steals, and assists in that tournament.
Good ball fake by Joyce, sets up the jumper, long, backside rebound by Knight. He'll push, Brito, played there by Chris Joyce. Utah State sets it up, Knight, Merrill off the screen from Taylor, 3-ball, got it. And Sam Merrill, the leading three-point shooter for the Utah State Aggies, has his 61st three of the season.
Yeah, keeping that on his way to keeping that 20 points per game average. Such a dangerous player, Sam Merrill. We talked about him in the pregame. Just shoots the lights out when he's on. Reach-in foul called there.
Quinn Taylor, the senior out of Houston, Texas, picking up the personal foul, and substitutions is Justin Bean checking in for Utah State along with Brock Miller. And then Amika Akaya, good to have number 11 back into the lineup. He's battled some injuries, a knee injury in particular, and Amika on the floor here with just under 12 to go in the opening half at a 1-point Air Force lead. Pocket is picked. Here's Brito up ahead, and he is fouled from behind by Caleb Morris. Timeout of the floor, 11:51 to go. The Falcons and Utah State back and forth we go. The Aggies to a timeout with their first lead of the game. Out of the timeout here at Clune Arena. Just under 12 to go in the opening half. Utah State, a team right now second of the Mountain West Conference, takes the lead for the first time here at the 12:24 mark, and they have a chance to extend it as Diogo Brito, junior out of Portugal, at the free throw line for the first time here this afternoon, an 81% free throw shooter, one more coming. Utah State has had the lead in all but one game this season. They have been the model of consistency, and Craig Smith, credit the first-year head coach, formerly of South Dakota, did a great job with this unit, some veteran leadership along with some young talent, and it has combined for an outstanding season so far for the Aggies. Air Force now down by 4, largest deficit here early on. Joyce to Lavelle Scotty, the leading scorer here for the Falcons. Joyce now played there by Miller. 10 to shoot. This Aggie defense locking in on the jab step drive, losing a handle of the basketball, and that's going to go the Aggies' way. So for Air Force, their 4th turnover here in the opening half.
Yeah, so difficult for the Air Force Academy to create a lot of space. As you said, that defense from Utah State really locking down, moving side to side well, and closing off those passing lanes for Air Force.
Knight, and they're going to get Brown Jr. for a shuffle. So turnover for Utah State. You know, Craig Smith, first season we talked about his success at South Dakota, 2 postseason appearances, won the NIT Summit League title, but he coached formerly, and you touched on this, at CSU, an assistant under Tim Miles, but an assistant under Miles at Nebraska as well, so familiar with this league, the style of play, and obviously facing Air Force, and boy, taking zero time to settle in here in season number 1 in Logan. Off the ball, fake down the lane with the right hand. What a move by Tomes, unable to get the roll.
So unlucky for Tomes. Great move to get himself that space for that layup. Just saw it go a little hard. That's how you break down that Utah State defense. Air Force was able to do that, just unable to hit the shot.
There's Miller to his right. Little shake and not able to get it to fall. Tip out. Here's Amika Akaya quickly to AJ, or check that, that is Caleb Morris. You've got AJ Walker wearing 10 and Morris wearing 0, and substitution is Purvis Louder into the game for the first time here this afternoon. Joyce is out, and also in for the first time Keaton Van Solen, the sophomore out of Waukee, Iowa.
He's a real dangerous player for the Air Force Academy. Be able to bring in Van Solen. We've seen him knock down his shots. Loves that corner 3 when he's able to get space for that. So we'll see if he can work on that. He did well last time here at Clune Arena against Wyoming.
Sam Merrill off to the right side to Miller. Straight away to Taylor. Played there by Swan. Good switch by Swan. They cover up Merrill. Zip pass. That's great vision by Sam Merrill. Finds the big guy, Quinn Taylor. And Utah State, its largest lead of the half, up by 6.
Yeah, they've really gotten hot last couple minutes here, the visitors in dark blue. And it all starts with their effort on the defensive end, as you see here. Air Force trying to pull that ball side to side, looking for a free shot, and it's stripped again.
Brito, his second takeaway of the game. Pulls back, waits for help. Merrill loses it momentarily. Brito 3, rims it in, and a timeout called. And the Aggies on a red-hot run over the last 3+ minutes. Utah State now up 23-14 on a 13-0 run. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Roland, they have been unbelievably hot here the last 3+ minutes.
Yeah, and it was great play, both ends of the floor from Diego Brito, the young man just north of Porto. He's from in Portugal. Stripped that ball, was able to run down. Utah State made a couple passes, found him back open, Brito, and he rims in his 3. As you said, their largest lead now for Utah State.
Air Force 5 turnovers, and Utah State 7 points off those 5 turnovers. Key difference in this game, and a 9-point spread with 9:42 to go in the opening half. And A.J. Walker out of the front court here for Air Force. Purvis Lauder on the floor along with Sid Tomes. Ryan Swan down low. You got Keaton Van Solen on the wing on the right side. This Aggie defense holding Air Force to just 38% from the field so far. Swan calling for it down low. That's a good front by Merrill. Looking for Van Solen to go up top to Lauder, leaves it short. Brito, backside rebound for Utah State. Miller all alone for 3. And a rebound tapped around and Air Force control. Here's A.J. Walker with that Aggie defense always getting back to stop potential runs.
Yeah, they're so quick. Looked like Miller had a little bit more time on that 3 than he thought. Just rushed his shot a little bit. Let's see what Air Force can work here.
Off the screen, Swan rolls, calling for the ball. They'll go outside, in and out, and Brito has another rebound. He has been all over the glass since entering this contest.
Yeah, he's been great. Keita coming out of the game, Brito coming in. A real spark for Utah State.
Merrill played by A.J. Walker. Screen from Taylor, he'll roll, doubled up baseline. Merrill gets it out of there. Brito the drive and dish, nobody home. Now for Utah State, 4th turnover of the afternoon. And Caleb Morris back into the contest as Sid Tomes checks out with 8:23 to go. And Abel Porter back in. This, his 8th start of the season, Roland. Splitting time with Crew Ainge. Ainge got the start. 4 players have started every game for Utah State. The only difference being Ainge and Porter is a chance here for the Falcons with 8:16 to go to continue to chip away at this Utah State lead.
And you talked about it, just the consistency in that Aggies lineup running all through the season. Earlier it was Ainge, now Porter Jr. Everybody else has stayed the same. Look for a 3-point play here for the Academy.
And Merrill, Miller, Taylor, Keita, model of consistency in the starting lineup for head coach Craig Smith. So 3-point play, Falcons within 6. Largest lead this afternoon for Utah State has been 9 for Air Force. They've led by as many as 7 here on the short end, approaching the 8-minute mark. Porter, that's great coverage there by A.J. Walker. Merrill, off the bounce, no. Morris with a rebound. Walker will push.
Good defense from the Air Force Academy. Fast from Walker there, looking to draw the foul. It's going to go offensive.
And Dave Pudopovich not happy with the call against his Falcons. 7:49 to go without a timeout of the floor. Utah State storming back the Aggies. They've hit 8 field goals. They lead by a half dozen here at Clune Arena. Out of the timeout, Air Force and Utah State. The Aggies, they trail by as many as 7 early on. They've rallied back to take the lead. Up by 6. Josh Howell, Rowan Vargas, Clune Arena, Saturday afternoon. Great crowd here in Colorado Springs, United States Air Force Academy, as Air Force trying to win for the third straight time against Utah State at Clune Arena. Falcons have been good this season at home, 8-4 overall, and a takeaway here, Lavelle Scotty. That'll put a charge into the crowd out of the timeout, cutting it to 4.
Yeah, exactly what the Falcons needed. Lavelle Scotty with the pick and the flush.
Abel Porter, played by LaShawn Brown, into the game out of this timeout, and right in front of Dave Pilipovich, talking to the official Winston Stith, and they're going to get LaShawn Brown, and boy, Dave really working that official here in the opening half. And how about the takeaway here, Roland?
Yeah, wonderful hands by Lavelle Scotty and the easy flush. Exactly what the crowd needed. You talked about a great crowd this afternoon, Kids Day here at Clune Arena, the Air Force Academy. Dave Filipovich, you talked about it, also really working that official on the far side of the field. Thought there was a bit of a forearm push-off from Utah State on that last possession.
This is Tarion Knight, Sam Merrill, second leading scorer in the Mountain West Conference. Merrill with just 3 points here in 11 minutes, and that's offensive.
A good job establishing position by Scotty under the basket, got his feet set, took the charge. See it right here, he'll slide into your screen, there he is. There's the charge, referee right on top of it, Air Force ball.
Yeah, they force a turnover here on the offensive call, and now down by 4 with 7 minutes to go. LaShawn Brown, an opportunity here in the front court. LaShawn on the floor with Lavelle Scotty. Caleb Morris, Scotty now, good head fake, open look, Ryan Swan, straightaway 3. And Knight secures for Utah State. He's got a burst to the hole, hanging it, and that will go offensive.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Or check that, no, we're gonna say, yes, it was. I looked for a moment, our view was blocked. It looked like the official was calling a block for a moment, but yes, great position there by Caleb Morris.
Yeah, once again, sliding into that right area, had his feet set, knew exactly what Utah State were trying to do. You talked about the explosiveness, but Air Force doing a good job to get back defensively.
Joyce, and that's going the other way. So these two teams out of rhythm just a little bit here the last 2 times down the floor, with 6:34 showing here in the opening half. Now, we mentioned Utah State right now in second place in the Mountain West Conference. Of course, Nevada has been the cream of the crop this season. 1 blemish on their record at 23-1. The loss at the pit earlier this season, but Nevada ranked as high as 6 in the coaches poll, 10-1. They're in Laramie tonight at the AA to take on Wyoming. A late start in that one. But in terms of top teams in the Mountain West Conference, all eyes on this one, with number 2 Utah State playing with a 4-point lead. And baseline goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Falcons. Now they're going to say it's Utah State basketball. I want to see a replay on that if there's an opportunity. A lot happening there in a short amount of time. As LaShawn Brown handling the basketball here on this Air Force possession. Swan off to the left side of Lavelle Scotty. You got Tomes in the quarter. Scotty jumps it up, mid-range Jane, no. Knight, one-handed rebound. Boy, he slides and glides so easy. A quick, smooth player. That's Tarion Knight, the freshman out of Oklahoma City. 3-ball short. And LaShawn Brown, one-handed board. 3-on-2, Swan. And a Bull going hard to the hole.
Yeah, hard fall there for Swan. Hope he's all right. Referee's just discussing this one. That will go offensive.
Number 2 on Ryan Swan, so he exits the contest as Keaton Van Solen back in. Ryan Swan coming out that big game against UNLV in a tough loss as the Falcons led down the stretch. They led by 1 in the closing seconds, but fell short. Swan had 17 points, 16 rebounds in that one. Keita back in, mismatch going to the hole, and Van Solen gets him on the arm.
Yeah, had to there from Air Force Academy perspective. Wasn't just going to allow that lane to open up and let Keita get an easy 2. He'll go to the line.
He's a big man, 6'11", 225, but just a freshman. Obviously a ton of upside and already impressive in his first season in Logan. 55% free throw shooter. And Nemish Keita able to hit a free throw for the second time here this afternoon. He's 2 of 3. Lead is 5. Utah State is a team 4 of 5, make it 5 of 6, over 80%, and the lead back to a half dozen. Combs to Van Solen. Brown peels out. Merrill has him covered up. Tomes jumps it up and in. Sid Tomes with a field goal, the junior out of Woodbury, Minnesota. He's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, just found that little bubble right in front of the Utah State interior defense. They're able to hit down that long two. Big shot for the Air Force Academy. They needed that one as this ball goes into Keita. He's looking for help.
Keita working against Van Solen. Too strong. LaShawn Brown. And Utah State once again getting back on defense.
Yeah, so fast to reorganize, so fast to get into their positions. Really makes it difficult for the Air Force Academy to break them down.
Defended there by Quinn Taylor. Around the perimeter it goes. Straight away 3. Lavelle Scotty side iron. Chased down by Diogo Brito. Merrill now with the right hand. Take, hangs. Swatted out of bounds, and that'll stay Aggie basketball with 4:25 to go in the first half.
Good defense here from Air Force coming across. Scotty swatting that one out.
Hey, Roland, this has been entertaining basketball the first 15-plus minutes here at Clune Arena. Great crowd on hand. The crowds get bigger and bigger as this season has gone on. And, boy, testimony to the job Dave Pilipovich has done in his 8th season building this program and sustaining a level of consistency. They're trying to win for the 11th time this season, and that is tough to stop.
Yeah, impossible to stop there as the young man from Portugal goes in for that one. Nemish Keita.
6-point lead. Largest advantage this half for Utah State has been 9. Tomes. See Van Solen fighting down there with Miller. He'll go to work, doubled up. Extra pass, LaShawn Brown into the corner. The hot spot, yes, they found it. Chris Joyce off the fingers of the right hand. Joyce has got 5 points, and Air Force back within 3.
Yeah, wonderful job moving the basketball there from the Air Force Academy. It's Keita once again down low. This time uses the glass.
And Roland, to your point, he has that all day with the mismatch and use the window for 2. He can score in a variety of ways. 9 points for Keita. And another turnover. Brown Jr. in reverse, and look out. Air Force trying to keep this within striking distance going into the half. It's now a 7-point lead, just over 3 minutes to go.
It was a good job by Brown Jr. They're just using the rim to help screen off the defender. Able to get his layup to go. As you said, Air Force needs a basket. Needs a little bit of momentum, get this crowd behind him here at Clune Arena.
Joyce looking for the roll. He's got checked out Lavelle Scotty. Doubled up, good look. Ball fake, Van Solen, and perhaps should have stepped forward. Partially blocked, but he drew the foul.
Yeah, he did. He'll go to the line. It was a good job on that fake. Just dropped that shoulder, rised up.
Time out on the floor. 2:48 to go. Utah State with a 31-24 lead. Free throws for the Falcons coming up. Back at Clune Arena at the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Utah State right now the second place team of the Mountain West Conference. Leading Air Force 31-24. The Aggies, Roland Vargas, have hit their last 3 field goals, and Nemish Keita, one of those guys to hit a field goals in that run, and he has been impressive. But for Air Force, trying to chip away at this lead is at the free throw line, Keaton Van Solen.
And Keita's come out of the game for Utah State. Van Solen misses his second of 3. Fouled in the corner just before he went to break.
And Keita, one of 7 players to score for Utah State, leads the way with 9 points. Van Solen one more, so 2 of the 3 no good. And this is Brito, played there by LaShawn Brown. It's an important stretch for the Falcons going to the locker room. Miller squares up, in and out.
Good rebound by Lavelle Scotty. Once again, Utah State back into their defensive alignment. Air Force just going to work the ball, see if they can break them down.
Scotty calling for it in the post. Played there by Brown Jr. LaShawn Brown, and he draws the foul with 2:08 to go in this half. So for Utah State, that's 9 fouls, so 1-on-1 situation here for the Falcons. And to the free throw line goes LaShawn Brown, an 83% free throw shooter. Hasn't been there a lot, but when he has, he's certainly been effective. 10 of 12 from the line this season.
Yeah, it was a nice job just to cut inside that pick, the top of the key, and work that foul. As you said, 1-on-1.
One more coming for the junior out of San Antonio. Air Force 5 of 7 as a team from the stripe in this opening half. Got them both. Good rotation. A flick of the wrist for the junior.
Air Force cutting that lead to 4.
They'll drop it over to Brown. Good look, but better defense. How about the recovery by Sid Tomes?
Yeah, came out of nowhere, did Tomes. That's exactly what Air Force needed when they're pressing high like that. Was always going to leave the extra man for Utah State. Tomes got there quickly, got his hand in and knocked that pass out.
2 minutes to go in this first half. So Tomes battling Merrill. Merrill's been bottled up, just 3 points so far. Little fall away, toss, spoke too soon, and there he is, Sam Merrill. He can score in a variety of ways. He also has 4 assists. Look out, another 3. Long iron, up and down, no. Loose ball, Brito has it. Now Miller takes a crack at 3. Short iron, and Scotty says, give me the basketball. 4 defenders back for Utah State.
Yeah, so quickly as well. We talked about it before. Perhaps pushing that shot a little bit for Utah State, trying to get that 3. And they could have run their offense, but Air Force will look to get in, break down this Aggie defense.
There's Scotty looking for Brown to the cut. Now Van Solen pops out. 3 to shoot. Joyce, tough shot off bounce. Just caught iron, but it goes out of bounds. 1:02 to go, and that's just all Aggie defense on that possession.
Yeah, they'll make a substitution here for the Aggies. Justin Bean going to check in.
Well, being a redshirt freshman, some youth on this team. Craig Smith at his first season. There's Merrill. Played by LaShawn Brown. Miller up top to Taylor. And away from the ball. That's going against Utah State. Diogo Brito, number 1, so 10 team fouls on Utah State. Down to 45 seconds in this first half. Tomes, played by Miller. Scotty pops up top, now he'll go down low. Tomes gives it off to Joyce. 14 to shoot. Van Solen on the cut, fights to the block down low. That's a good front by Utah State's Justin Bean. Loses a handle, 6 on the shot clock. Loose ball, still rolling around. Air Force, Lavelle Scotty is there. And the shot clock expires.
Yeah, so unlucky for the Falcons. Great hustle by a couple of different Falcons there to get on the floor, try to win that ball back. It was LaShawn Brown initially diving for that one. Just unfortunate there for the Falcons, that possession. As you said, shot clock running out.
Yeah, Utah State just relentless on defense.
Yeah, great job here. Really pushing the Falcons, but the Falcons got that ball. The referee's right on top of it as the shot clock runs out. And we'll just see Utah State holds this for the final shot of the first half.
All effort by the Aggies in this opening half. They have a 6-point lead. Shot clock is off. 7 seconds to go in a half. Merrill doubled up, drops it off. Taylor, blocking the call and a chance for the three-point play.
The referee says his feet weren't set. Get a good look on the replay here. Great job by the guys upstairs.
Yeah, it looked like before the shot, clearly. Dave Pilipovich said before the shot, not going to matter. Shot's going to count. And Quinn Taylor, chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way with 4 1/10 second on the clock here in this opening half.
Yeah, real dagger against the Falcons. See that one go against them.
It is good. Our official Winston Stith there signaling the basket counts. And Quinn Taylor is 70% free throw shooter at the free throw line for the first time here. Well, check that. They're going to say no basket on that. And from the replay, clearly that was the correct call.
Yeah, Craig Smith just getting a bit of further explanation from the referees. Taylor will go to the line.
And perhaps why they counted it and then reversed it, but nonetheless, Air Force will take it here. We'll see a 70% free throw shooter on Quinn Taylor in a 6-point game. One more coming for the senior out of Houston, Texas. And in and out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. LaShawn Brown from half court. Nearly went. And that's the way the opening half comes to a close. Utah State. Now they're holding Air Force scoreless the last 2+ minutes of this half. Nonetheless, Air Force within striking distance. Going to the locker room. Utah State 34, the Falcons 27. Stick around. The halftime show is coming up. The Air Force Falcons will have the basketball to start this second half of play as they trail Utah State 34-27. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas, and Roland, you see the Aggies making their way here to center court. Air Force still huddling up in front of that Falcon bench. If you're the Falcons, what kind of adjustments do you think Dave Pilipovich puts in place here for half number 2?
Yeah, we talked about how hard that Utah State defense was to break down for the Air Force Academy. I think it's just maybe moving the ball quicker, easier said than done, obviously, but trying to get out on that fast break a little bit more. When they were able to do that, they had some success in the first half, so see if they can get in behind this Utah State defense.
Well, Utah State led by as many as 9. They've led for almost 12.5 minutes in this game. The Falcons' largest lead at 7 early on in the first half. Led just over 7 minutes, and a nice crowd on hand here. You love to hear the noise, see the energy back into this building here. You talk about a home court advantage, one of the best in all of college basketball. As fans sit right on top of you here at Clune Arena. Joyce off a ball fake to the hole with the right hand, leaves it short. Cada, that 6'11" frame, can cover ground in a hurry. Utah State in that opening half shot 44%, held Air Force to 37. They're the #1 team in field goal percentage defense, and boy, on display today, there has been no easy baskets for the Falcons.
No, 100% correct. Whenever Utah State changes their lineup, whether they have Cada, this man on the ball right now, in there or not.
Give and go, Porter, no, or Taylor rather, going up by 2 defenders and somehow slips it in with the left hand. Quinn Taylor, he's got 5 points.
Yeah, so patient, waiting for his opportunity. Young man out of Houston, Texas.
Ryan Swan using the basket, able to shield off Cada. And Swan now with 9 points to lead all Falcons. Porter looking inside for Cada. Good front there by Swan. Now Cada has it in the low block. That's great court vision. Miller jumps it up, in and out, nearly back in. Joyce secures a defensive rebound. A.J. Walker, a little hesitation. Merrill slides with him. That's a strong rebound by Ryan Swan, trying to go up over the big tree. Quinn Taylor, and he draws contact.
And a good job by the Air Force Academy to push that pace offensively. Great rebound by Swan. He just uses that pivot foot, goes up with the left hand, draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Now you love the aggressiveness out of the junior out of Aurora. Overland High School, 69% free throw shooter. Ryan Swan today is perfect from the line. He's made all 3 of his free throw attempts.
Yeah, you talked about him being from Aurora, won that 2015 state title up there in Overland.
Such a key piece to this Falcon team. And gets them both. Swan now in double digits. He's got 10 points. Checked out 11 on the afternoon to go along with 5 rebounds. Tremendous defense by Walker. Head coach Craig Smith wanted to call, doesn't get it. We play on. Merrill to the hole, no, too strong. Joyce a rebound. Listen to the crowd here at Clune Arena.
Really getting behind their Falcons. Air Force just down 5. Really good start to the second half. Nice little pick and go.
And Merrill gets caught up in the air. Good head fake by Chris Joyce, and free throws coming for the sophomore out of Jacksonville. See you there on the replay is a good head fake by Chris Joyce. Got his man up in the air on a timeout on the floor, quick timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. 18:08 to go, and they're going to review this. And as they review it, let's take a quick timeout here. We'll step aside. Early on in the second quarter, it's a 5-point game. The Aggies over Air Force. So out of the timeout, the officials reviewed this play, and they said the foul was before the shot. Looks like a good call. So Air Force, instead of free throws by Chris Joyce, had it on the inbound. They lost it, and now it's going to be Utah State basketball. Well, more than just basketball going on at the Academy today. So many sports. We got hockey tonight. This afternoon at Falcon Stadium, Air Force lacrosse taking on Marist, and the Falcons getting a big win here this afternoon. 12-6 over Marist. Block, Porter, 3-ball, got it.
Unlucky there for the Air Force Academy. It was great defense to get that block off the backboard. Just fell to the wrong man in the wrong spot, had all kinds of time to shoot. Drains the 3, 8-point lead now for Utah State.
Porter makes his first 3-point field goal attempt. 39-31 here, 17 and a half to go. Check that, 17-31, and there's going to be a foul, but it was before the shot.
Yeah, calling it on the floor. Air Force will inbound under the Utah State basket.
Off the curl, Caleb Morris. Got Swan calling for it, down low, doubled up now. Cada helping Taylor, and no look pass, nearly got away for the turnover. Joyce off the jab step, challenging to go to the right side. He says, I will, and leaves it just short.
Yeah, Cada slid across to help with the defense there, made that shot very difficult for Joyce.
Miller off the screen from Porter. Cada now. Merrill. This is a good defensive stand by the Falcons. Long iron, 3-ball, and Ryan Swan is there for the rebound. Swan's 6th rebound of the afternoon. Walker speed and draws contact.
Once again, a good job by Air Force to push the speed offensively. Utah State going to make a couple changes. Miller's going to go out.
So Dwayne Brown Jr. back in for Utah State.
Brito as well. Saw how dangerous he was in the first half here at Clune Arena.
There's Joyce looking for Swan inside. That's a good move at a post. Turns right at Cada. Hands straight up in the air. Well defended. Air Force ball. 16 on the shot clock. Number 23 is a force inside for the Aggies. Morris played there by Brito. Up top is Lavelle Scotty. Swan battling down low in the post. Here's A.J. Walker. Closed up quickly by that Utah State defense. Goes to the left side, too strong. Good take, can't get it to go down.
Great speed, though, from A.J. Walker to get in behind that defense. Keita coming across, might have altered the shot right at the end. There he is on the offensive rebound, and he cleans up his own mess there. Keita with another two, young Portuguese star in the making for the Aggies.
That's an offensive rebound, his 4th rebound of the game, and now 11 points for Neemias Keita. Zip pass inside, power dribble, Scotty loses it. Boy, defense just suffocating for Utah State. You get it in the paint, not much room to work with if you're Air Force. Time out on the floor, 15:57 to go. We've got a good one here at Clune Arena, 10-point game, Utah State over Air Force. Well, the defense of Utah State, as advertised, it has gotten them to a 10-point lead here with 15:57 to go. Josh Alroll and Vargas and rolling. The Aggies holding Air Force to 32% from the field, 0 for the last 5 of the Falcons. They haven't scored in over 2.5 minutes. This would be big out of this timeout, down by double digits, their largest deficit of the game. Joyce, right side, A.J. Walker. Scotty down low, played there by Keita. He'll back him down. And with the right hand, got it. Lavelle Scotty, he can score so many different ways.
He sure can. Great job to get Keita up in the air there on that fake with the shoulder, and then finish past him. Real immovable force down low, Keita, but that was a really good job of breaking him down. But good ball movement from Utah State, get that open corner 3.
That's great vision by Merrill. They can't get it to go down from the corner. In transition now, zip pass, Swan turning with the right hand. All Keita on that. Swan had an open look, but the 6'11" frame of Keita, tough to shoot over. Line drive, half hook, didn't go. Now Swan battling down low. Keita, Neemias, extra pass, right side, Merrill, 3, splashing in from downtown, Sam Merrill. He has 8, Utah State heating up. And the Aggies, their largest lead by 11.
Yeah, second in the Mountain West in scoring. We've talked about him before. Sam Merrill, so dangerous given that kind of space.
Falcons 1 for the last 7 from the field. And that's an answer.
Exactly what the Air Force Academy needed. Caleb Morris going in hard, getting that finish and the foul. There it is right there, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
A tough take by Caleb Morris Jr. out of Vista, California. And Caleb Morris, his first bucket of the game, first free throw attempt of the game here. The Falcons have been good in their opportunities from the line. They're now 9 of 11, over 80%. And here comes that crowd again. That new scoreboard flashing around Clune Arena. Porter lobs it up. Keita, did he get the rim interference? No, the basket went down. It was going to be an alley-oop lob. Keita didn't need it. Bucket falls. And Utah State, a quick answer to push the lead back to 10.
Yeah, right on the borderline of being in the cylinder there was that ball. Good job by Air Force moving Utah State side to side, but still such good defense from the Aggies.
That's Scotty down low. He'll pop up top. 8 to shoot. Morris, 3 ball. Got it. Caleb Morris heating up. He's got 6 quick points.
Yeah, he sure does. Off of that 2-point play with the foul at the end, and then that 3 in the corner. Crowd's really getting behind their Falcons here at Clune Arena.
Off the pick from Merrill. Keita. And that'll stay Utah State basketball here. No, now they're going to say it'll go the other way. Initially, they signaled Aggie basketball.
Yeah, they did. They just needed the help from the other referee. But you see there, Caleb Morris draining that 3 from the corner. Great ball movement by the Air Force Academy to work the open shot for the hot man, number 0, Agent 0, Caleb Morris.
Back live, Morris over to Sid Tomes. Morris rolls over to the right corner. Morris picks up, or Tomes rather, picks up the dribble. 12 to shoot. Swan now down the lane. 3 Aggies around the basketball, and Air Force over and back. Well, no, they're going to say it was touched. And now the officials, we've got it. Winston Stitt said yes, over and back. The official on the far side, Ryan Holmes, thought it was touched, and it will be over and back. So turnover for the Falcons, and well, for Air Force, that's their 13th turnover of this game.
They had some momentum behind them there. We'll see if they can buckle down on defense.
Merrill played by Tomes. Merrill's been held in check here this afternoon, just 8 points. Second leading scorer in the Mountain West Conference at 20 a game. To the hole, Merrill draws contact, and this is what he does. Gets to the free throw line more than any other player on this Utah State team.
Yeah, knocks down his free throws as well. Merrill's so dangerous.
This is his first trip to the line today, and it comes with 13:04 to go in regulation. Leading Mountain West free thrower in terms of percentage, Sam Merrill, an 89% free throw shooter. One more coming. The Aggies have led by as many as 11, and now the lead is at 9. A.J. Walker teamed up there with Lavelle Scotty in the backcourt. Sid Tomes to the right side. Swan in the post from the elbow. He turns and with the right hand gets it to go, and a delayed call. They get the basket. They say yes, it's good. Chance for the three-point play.
Yeah, wonderful spinning Euro step there by Scotty. Able to drop that one in, and the foul. Exactly what Air Force needs.
And this Falcon team just hanging around. You love the grit, the effort, the heart out of Air Force. And they know with this home crowd, they have got a chance to spring the upset here this afternoon. Three-point play by Lavelle Scotty. He's got a dozen. And a crowd coming alive at a 6-point game, 48-42. Tomes on Sam Merrill. They'll give it off to Miller. Up top, Taylor, played there by Ryan Swan. Merrill blanketed by Tomes. Off to the right side, Brito. Morris, what defense? Single digits on the shot clock. Merrill covered up by Tomes. They gotta go. Utah State 3 on the clock. Merrill, 3 seconds on the shot clock to the hole. Draws the foul, and he will go to the free throw line for the second time this afternoon.
Yeah, I believe they're gonna call that foul on Lavelle Scotty. Now Caleb Morris, picking up the foul. It's a hard drive to the basket by Merrill.
You know, Merrill, one of these players, Roland, he lets the game come to him. He's an easy player in terms of, doesn't look like he forces much out there. And shot clock winding down, showed patience, got to the hole, gets one free throw. And now the second here, Sam Merrill. 11 points, make it 12 on the afternoon. He's played 26 minutes, and he's put the Aggies up by 8 with just over 12 to go in regulation. Tomes guarded by Miller. There's Ryan Swan. Off to Caleb Morris. You see Swan battling for position against Brito. Scotty up strong inside. That's tough to stop. He's got 14.
Yeah, such a complete player, Lavelle Scotty, working that ball into the paint, feeling the contact from Brito, going up and finishing easily with the right.
Lavelle Scotty leads all scorers, 6 of 11 from the field. Air Force 4 for the last 4. They have heated up on offense, now shooting 41% from the field. Brito covered by Morris. Nearly throwing it away is Taylor. Miller high in the air, 4 to shoot. Merrill, top 3, short iron, and the long rebound. Key offensive rebound for Utah State.
Yeah, huge offensive rebound for the Aggies.
26th rebound of the afternoon. Line drive 3, and that is a backbreaker. The long rebound secured, the shot clock winding down, and Miller sticks the triple. He's 2 of 8 from downtown, and Utah State back up by 9.
Yeah, that was good from NBA range. Miller steps into that one. Almost no spin on the ball, but able to drill it all the same.
That's tough work. Got it to go. The floater off the right hand from A.J. Walker.
Good strong play from Walker, keeping the Falcons in this game.
I like the way this Air Force team is playing today, though. They know they have their work cut out trying to upset the number 2 team of the Mountain West Conference. 10:59 to go. This is going to be a good one heading down the stretch. Utah State up 53-46. The Falcons out of the timeout. They have been red hot, rolling 5 for the last 5. How about A.J. Walker, the floater? This Air Force team, they have played well in the second half. How about the shooting percentage?
Yeah, 7 of 14 from the field in the second half, 50%. my math serves me correct. Air Force Academy really keeping themselves in this one. They got the crowd behind them now at Clune Arena and try to make it difficult on Utah State, see if they can force some turnovers, get some more baskets.
The Aggies 6 of 14 from the field in half number 2. Zip pass down low to Merrill, covered up. Great defense by Tone from the corner. 3-0, long rebound. Kicked around, and here's Lavelle Scotty. Drops it off to LaShawn Brown, who just checked in here out of the timeout. Under 10.5 to play. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas. You're watching Air Force and Utah State basketball on the Mountain West Network, powered by Stadium. And you look up at the shot clock, just like that, we're in single digits. That is how good this Utah State defense has been. Zip pass down low, and they're going to get Lavelle Scotty pushing off against Sam Merrill.
There they are. Utah State going to a slightly smaller lineup. Lavelle Scotty just trying to get himself in positioning down low.
And a mismatch, certainly Scotty the advantage on that, but a smart player is Sam Merrill, able to draw the foul. Inside of 10 to go now in a game. Regulation, 53-46, that 7-point lead. Keita doubled up. Extra pass. Brito down the lane, tipped up. Keita got it again. He is around the cylinder, and Keita now with 15 points to lead the way for Utah State.
Yeah, so dangerous. Young man used to play club basketball at Benfica in Portugal. Easy finish on that one. There he is, snagging that rebound, starting the attack quickly.
Tell you, Miller pulls up with the right hand, gets the roll, wave it off. That's offensive. A great heads-up play on the other end. That was fantastic defense by Utah State, and Air Force makes up for it. And a great job planting the feet. Falcons able to draw the foul.
Yeah, getting back in numbers, I was just going to say, excuse me, Josh, for the Air Force Academy Falcons, able to stop that break. It's a good rebound by Utah State, quickly out to Miller. Or excuse me, yeah, but stopped there by the Air Force Academy Falcons.
Well, we've had a chance to see a lot of players come through this building this season. Justin James, leading scorer for Wyoming. There's been some outstanding talent, but I'll tell you what, Keita, perhaps the most impressive player that I've seen to this point in terms of his ability to impact the game. That 6'11" frame inside goes over his right hand. Brito there on the backside of the rebound.
Yeah, and he's got some growing to do as well. Still such a young player for Utah State. They've really got, head coach Craig Smith really got himself a great project in that young man, Keita.
He plays strong, he plays big, he plays all of 6'11". And a 55-46 lead here for the Aggies, inside of 9 to go. Abel Porter over to Sam Merrill, popping out as Brito. There's Keita calling for it. Uses that frame well, spinning, and they're going to get a bump there on Van Solen. Keaton's done a good job. He knows that obviously it's a mismatch, and pushing and grinding on Keita as much as possible, trying to keep him away from that low block.
Yeah, he's just too dangerous. When he's able to receive the ball close to the paint, Keita, he can just do so much damage. Such a mismatch type of player for the Aggies. So Air Force, as you said, doing everything they can to keep him far away from the basket.
Keita to Merrill, back to Keita. Playing on Swan. That's a great look. Miller from the wing, no. And the rebound controlled by Utah State. Merrill, 3, got it. Again, second and third chance opportunities for Utah State.
Yeah, and this just aren't the kind of shots that Sam Merrill's going to miss. Able to step into that one. Beautiful rotation on the basketball, nothing but net there for the Aggies.
Second chance points, Utah State a 17-6 advantage over Air Force. Certainly one of the key statistics as this game is played out.
Yeah, it certainly is. So active on the offensive boards. So we see the foul there before the shot, I believe, against Utah State.
Speaking of blocks, Keita averages over 2.5 blocks a game, yet to have a block in this game. With that, a timeout of the floor. Air Force trying to make some adjustments and close the gap as we head down the stretch at Clune Arena. Utah State up 58-46. Utah State, their largest lead of the game, out of this timeout, up by a dozen. Josh Howard, and Vargas. Air Force Utah State basketball on the Mountain West Network, powered by Stadium. And Nemish Keita tied for the game high 15 points along with Sam Merrill. Merrill, talk about a quiet 15. And speaking of quiet, the crowd silence right now as they're trying to watch Air Force chip away at this lead. Swan, one more coming up here on a two-shot opportunity. Swan has first missed from the free throw line. Missed them both. He's made 4 of 6 today, stays at 11 points, and it'll stay on the Falcons' end.
That's what the Academy needed to keep that basketball. 12-point lead here for the Aggies.
Here's Scotty, hesitates, blowing by, trying to blow by, blocked from behind by Porter. Miller out and running. Merrill looking left side. Porter into the corner. Great spacing for Utah State. And that's a tough one to take for Air Force, and then a turnover. So the Aggies, their biggest lead of the game, up 61-46, 15-point advantage, and a timeout. And just like that, a couple of huge plays for the Aggies. And this game has turned in a hurry. Timeout of the floor. Falcons with their work cut out when we come back. Utah State, the lead, the largest of the game for the Aggies, now 17 points. Air Force had been within 6 about 4 minutes ago, but a 13-2 run has changed the momentum in this game, and now Air Force really needs to get going. Obviously a lot of time, but they got to find some buckets, and that's a good start. How about a 3 for Lavelle Scotty? The Falcons' leading score now is 17 points, just what they needed out of the timeout.
Yeah, 100% correct. Exactly. Found exactly his spot right there in the corner. Drained that 3. It was a quick 3 as well for the Air Force Academy. About as good as they can do on their offensive possessions. Good hands as well, active for the Falcons on defense.
Oh, Lavelle Scotty. Tell you what, he has been outstanding. 59 points in the previous 2 games coming in. Almost 7 minutes to play in regulation. Merrill flashes out, played there by Joyce. Keita the screen. Merrill doubled up. Straight away, Brito, high arcing 3, splashing in. And for Utah State, they're now 6 of 12 from long range in the second half.
Yeah, unbeatable numbers for Utah. Diego Brito, we talked about him in the first half. He really comes on and makes an impact. Did just that. Ball works out to Lavelle Scotty in almost exactly the same place he hit that 3, but he's going to duck inside. Little
turnaround hook with the right hand, and back to Utah State. That's now 10 or more threes they've made in the last 6 games and 8 of the last 9. This team quietly gets it done from long range. A team overall averages just 8 makes a game. That's all games combined, but obviously as of late, they have been red hot from downtown. Good vision by Merrill. Open look, rims in and out. Joyce, strong rebound to the defensive end.
A lot of space for Porter Jr. in the corner. Josh. Just unable to hit that 3. Gives the Air Force Academy a chance to push. See if they can get a 3 of their own.
Swan calling for it. Down low play by Merrill. He'll pop up to the elbow. Congestion there. 13 to the shot clock. Scotty lets it fly. He has got the hot hand. Lavelle Scotty, that's a long 2. 19 for the junior out of Fort Worth.
Yeah, certainly does have the hot hand for the Falcons. Lavelle Scotty all over the court on that offensive possession. Dave Filipovich pumping up his Falcons here on the defensive end.
Look out. Keita gets loose and a hard foul. Will this be intentional? No, it's not. A good clean foul, and they knew that, hey, you gotta contest the take to the hole.
It always looks worse with those big guys going down. Just grab the arm. Morris down to the ground went Keita.
Winston Stith looking at it in the monitor, but you know, you love the effort by Caleb Marsh. There's no quit. Keita, the mismatch, go to the hole, looked like a sure flush or at least a hard take to the hole, but Morris stands in there. And with that, we are going to take another look. So that's Lavelle Scotty. He has put on a show. How about this? 9 of 16, 22 points for Lavelle Scotty.
Yeah, Lavelle Scotty's been absolutely fantastic for the Falcons. He sure was in the last game at Clune Arena. He is again here this afternoon. He's been great.
And a 66-54 lead for Utah State. Largest lead has been 17. Utah State has led this game for nearly 27 minutes. Keep in mind, Air Force led this for the first 7+ minutes of the game.
Yeah, the Falcons came out really hot, but Utah State, when they get streaky, they really hit their baskets.
And those three-pointers rolling in the second half for Utah State, it's been a game changer. 6 of 13 from long range, and they are going to call it intentional. So Keita now with 2. But I like the fact that, again, Morris did not quit.
No, absolutely. There's
nothing easy.
Yeah, nothing easy. No free lunches here at the Air Force Academy. He was going for that. Keita was right down the lane. Obviously outsizing Air Force, but good strong reach in. Grabbed the right arm, just pulled him down. Unlucky for the Air Force Academy to see that foul go as intentional, I think.
Keita makes them both. He now with 17 points in 21 minutes, 5 of 6 from the line in Utah State basketball. Up by 14. Swan, great effort, not able to save it for the Falcons. And they'll go to the length of the floor, will the Aggies of Utah State. Got to reset, put time on the shot clock, back to 30. This is Brito on the inbound for Porter. Now they're going to go to Merrill. A.J. Walker in the backcourt. Brito gets it across, doubled up there into the front court. Miller thought about the 3. Keita calls for it. Now Scotty and Swan switch. 13 to shoot. This is good defense by the Falcons.
Very good defense, but Utah State able to run down that clock.
Merrill, and now we got a whistle away from the ball, and this is going against Abel Porter in Utah State. That's the 10th team foul. So huge for the Falcons. We go down to the other end. Air Force in this game, 71%. They're 10 of 14 from the line. They're 4 of 6 in the second half, and check that. Well, no free throws. Not sure what the call was. Nonetheless, Air Force basketball. Lavelle Scotty backing down the low block, going up. We had a lot of whistles, and that one counts. Game gotten a little choppy here in the last minute or two. So Brito working down low, and chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, once again feeding the hot hand of Lavelle Scotty.
Now LaShawn Brown in for Caleb Morris. And the noise meter bouncing around on the scoreboard here at Clune Arena. Pressure to the backcourt now. Scotty nearly came up with a turnover. They get it in the front court. Miller in rhythm, in and out. Joyce another rebound.
Big miss for Utah State. We'll see if Air Force can capitalize.
Joyce has got 7 rebounds in the game, just over 4 to go. Air Force down by 11. Swan played there by Keita. Spinning. Swan, free ball, short. And all alone for the rebound is Diogo Brito. Falcons need some stops. Joyce on Merrill. They're content to use that shot clock and the game clock. 10 showing on the shot clock, just over 3.5 to play. Merrill right side, Miller wide open look, in and out.
That's 2 in a row for Miller that he's missed. But he's gotten himself into good position, just unable to drain those.
Utah State, no field goals in the last 3+ minutes. Still an opportunity for the Falcons. Need a stop here. Porter going to work, 12 on the shot clock. Merrill from way out. There's a screen as Joyce goes around Cada. And Merrill just finds ways to get to the hole. No accident. He leads the team in free throws made and attempts. Guy has a nose for the basket, a nose for scoring. Sam Merrill, 17 points. In Utah State trying to close it out here with 3:10 to go. Aggies up by 13 in Colorado Springs. Now Utah State, Sam Merrill, sneaky score, but he finds ways to make buckets. A tough take to the hole. He's tied for the team high, 17 points for Utah State, 5 of 12 from the field, 17 points in 35 minutes. And now Air Force down by 13, just over 3 to go. Rolling huge possessions here the next few minutes, and not a good start out of the timeout.
Yeah, Joyce just a little bit short on that 3-ball. You talked about it. Sam Merrill so smooth. Very athletic player, but just gets lost in how skillful he is. It's a great drive to the basket on that last offensive possession. Good hands there from Air Force. A.J. Walker poking that one free.
10 on the shot clock. Merrill played by Joyce. Merrill now, 3-ball. Short iron. A loose ball, still fought for. Held ball call, possession arrow to Utah State. 2:27 to go. You know, the good ones make it look easy, and a guy like Sam Merrill doesn't overpower teams, but he just finds a way to be in the right place at the right time, and obviously 17 points. He can score from any place on the floor.
And you talked about it earlier, quiet 17, if anything, hasn't really grabbed the headlines. Perhaps those have gone to Cada for a Utah State perspective, but so effective in getting baskets when the Aggies need them as well.
Defense by A.J. Walker and Abel Porter. I believe that's 18 fouls now on Air Force, so 1-and-1 opportunity here for Abel Porter. 2:10 to go. Utah State as a team for the free throw line, 12 of 14 today. They're 85%. Coming into today, 74%. That's number 1 of the Mountain West Conference. You don't lose a lot of close games when you can make free throws at a percentage that Utah State has this season. And 1 of 2 on that trip. The Aggies have made 13 free throws, 2 below their season average. Scotty, another big game for Lavelle, 25 points and a whistle. Blocking on Quinn Taylor, number 4 on the senior out of Houston.
Yeah, just sliding those feet across, picking up the block.
So Lavelle, Scotty, chance to add another big afternoon. Biggest performance of the season. He had that 34-point output against Wyoming. There's the Sean Brown spelling Caleb Morris. Scotty now 2 of 4 from the line as he misses both, and inside of 2 minutes to go. Well, tip your cap to Air Force. They played hard here this afternoon, but Utah State showing why they are the number 2 team right now in the Mountain West Conference, and no doubt they'll be one of those teams looking to knock off 6th ranked Nevada. Nevada's got one tonight in Laramie as Merrill, long 3, and that is pure as pure gets. 20 points off the long triple, his 4th of the game for Sam Merrill, the junior out of Bountiful, Utah, to answer for the Falcons. 1:21 to go in a 14-point game.
Yeah, great spirit by the Falcons. Step back 3, A.J. Walker. As you said, no quit in this group here from the Air Force Academy.
Quick timeout. We'll be back after this. $1:21 to go here in this Mountain West Saturday matinee. Colorado Springs, Utah State trying to close it out and win for the 20th time this season. If they win 20 games, well, It's the first time they'll have accomplished that since the 2012-2013 season. They have been pretty impressive when trying to close out their 20th win of the season. They're 28-14 all time and about to make that 29-14. Inside a minute to go. Merrill, good vision. Porter drives to the hole off the right hand. That was all Sam Merrill to set up that pass.
Yeah, and he really has separated himself these last couple minutes for Utah State.
Partial block by Brito. Swan sticks with it. The foul is called.
A good effort from Swan, trying to get that second chance opportunity.
So back to Merrill, 20 points, 6 assists in 37 minutes. And a quiet 20. And we talk so much about Keita. Anish Keita, he's got 17 points, 6 rebounds as well. No blocks for Keita. Swan, good looking stroke. Swan with 13. And a 14-point game. And Brito now. Well, for Air Force, they're going to have a chance to bounce back, but they'll have to do it on the road 4 days from now in Fresno against the Bulldogs, 7 o'clock tip. And for Utah State, well, an opportunity for the Aggies to keep it going at home against New Mexico 4 days from now. And a late start in Logan.
Taylor called for the travel there. Just lost his bearings, top of the key. Just under 20 seconds to go here at Clune Arena.
Well, credit Air Force, they played hard, but today, Utah State just the better team. And Miller's going to dribble it out, and that should do it. Well, Utah State comes in to Colorado Springs Clune Arena, and they win for the 20th time this season. Your final score, the Aggies 76, the Air Force Falcons 62. Stick around, the post-game show to follow. You're watching Air Force and Utah State basketball on the Mountain West Network on Stadium. Now the fans filing out of Clune Arena here as Utah State comes in to the Academy and gets a victory this afternoon over the Falcons. 76-62 is the final score. Courtside, Josh Howell and Roland Vargas. And Roland, as we take a look at this game, Air Force started strong the way they wanted to. They led for over 7 minutes in this ball game, but they just could not sustain. As we take a look at the numbers in this one, Roland, shooting percentage, Air Force shot well against the #1 field goal percentage defense in the league, but rebounding advantage, Aggies.
Yeah, an awful lot of those rebounds for Utah State came inside as well. Second chance opportunities they were great on. Turnovers about even as well. And Utah State just edging the assists.
To your point in second chance opportunities, Utah State 20-8 advantage in that department. Well, let's go to the highlights in this one. A lot of highlights, and for Utah State, Diogo Brito. He had a big game, 11 points. Using some defense, turning into offense.
Yeah, Scotty with the pick and then the dunk, the flush with 2 hands, and then more of the Portuguese connection. Here it is right here for Utah State. That's Keita on the dunk. After we saw that early 3 from Brito.
He had 17 points in this game, and in the second half, Morris hit the triple. Air Force 4 of 8 from downtown in the second half. They hit 7 in the game, and then Scotty doing what he does inside.
Yeah, Lavelle Scotty is such an important player for the Air Force Academy Falcons. He was great this evening, but there was no stopping this man, Merrill. We see him go in for 2 there. So athletic, so smooth with that finish, and he's going to round that up here with a 3 ball right here.
And Sam Merrill, that 3 put him right at his season average. 20 points for the game. He averages 20 per game this season, and he helps lead Utah State to its first 20-win season since the 2012-2013 season. So the Aggies go to 20-6. They're now 10-3 in Mountain West Conference play. They're second place in the league standings. Air Force goes to 10-15 and 5-8 overall. So for the Falcons, Roland, obviously a tough loss. but a chance to look at this and say, hey, we did some good things, chance to build on that going to the West Coast to take on Fresno State here in 4 days.
Yeah, the Air Force Academy Falcons, as you said, definitely they have things they can build on. They can take this out west, and they can get a win definitely against Fresno State.
Lavelle Scotty, 25 points to lead the Falcons, and Ryan Swan had 13. Those two players, the only in double digits for Air Force. Again, the final score here this afternoon from Clune Arena, Utah State 76, Air Force 62. For my partner, Roland Vargas, and our entire crew, this is Josh Howe saying so long from the Academy. The Aggies win it on the road by 14.